What up, world? Welcome back. I am Dwayne Langham. This is the Ave, Yolo Ave, the road least traveled, and you have just tuned in for another entry on this leap year challenge, bringing you along the way. Today is Wednesday, March 12th, 2025, day 92 out of 365, bringing you along for quantum leap year of results and transformation. And this challenge documenting my life over 365 days in order to stimulate, to be the catalyst of results. So I wanted to jump in and share some exciting changes coming up in my world. And I share this because I think there's a theme behind it that could help you as well with whatever you got going on. And so what I want to talk about is new direction. So if you know, then you know, this is my first and I would say third channel on YouTube specifically. So across all social media, still on Facebook and Instagram, I've got about 6 channels. And over the next 3 to 5 years, I'll be building those out, pushing those out, making more content for each. And the first 2 are inside of my business. The biggest focus when I say first 2, so the priority channels are my men's and women's work around divine masculine energy. And so I'm pushing these channels across YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram. And I just had a breakthrough with my coach about Instagram because I got coached around the Instagram culture. And if you know, you know, inside of content creation, you really have to understand the platform you're on. You cannot copy paste, take this video I'm making right here, slap it up anywhere. You know, it needs to be in a certain format. It needs to have packaging, title, and that's just YouTube. Instagram is completely different. TikTok is completely different. Short form, long form, vertical, horizontal, all that good shit. And between TikTok and Instagram, I was taking a copy-paste approach. Short clips, put them up, caption. And what I've noticed is that while YouTube, TikTok, getting growth, I can see the analytics, I can see the data, I see the comments, I see the reactions, the engagement, communities growing. Everything that I would expect as I'm sowing the seeds of harvest. But Instagram, tricky little bitch, has not budged at all. It's actually a running joke. My women's channel has, I think I just got one more, 8 subscribers, followers. And it's something I had to stop and look at because while I'm having success and growth on all other platforms, TikTok's performing, YouTube is performing, Instagram has not been. Even on the channel where I have more, the men's channel is established. I've been pushing that hard for years and it's at 342. The thing is, I've been aware and watching for about just under 2 years now. Do you know where I was 2 years ago on Instagram, on the men's channel? 326. So with as much work, as much content, as much effort as I'm putting in on these other platforms that's getting, I mean, I'm not skyrocketing, right? Not viral, but at least trending. I can watch the data and see it trending, see the community growing, see the engagement, see the comments. TikTok, flat, sorry. On Instagram, flatline. I'm just not seeing the return on investment. And if you know, you know, I spent 5 years idle on this channel. I've had seasons where I'll get myself in alignment on my men's channel. Like you know, if you look back at the history of this channel, there was a space where at a time I was developing myself and chasing that virality, you know, going live every day, actually, making content every day. I would go live and I would record multiple videos every day. So I just always had a back catalog like this. This is what I do: public speaking, motivation. This wasn't even into the coaching, sex, dating, and relationships. So I've got that practice. And once I got clear, same thing. Why this channel went idle? What am I about? What am I doing? What's in alignment? Is this gonna move me towards my goals? Am I seeing the needle move? Are we moving the chains? Is there progress? If not, stop, pause, because you will burn out so quickly. So I say all that to say, on Instagram, like I said, I've watched over years, the needle barely moves. And I worked with a coach and got the insight to the Instagram culture, what's different, why I need to do different. And there was still resistance. So I had a conversation because, you know, I applied the new strategy and was looking at purging out my old content and shifting into a new direction. And it was clear to me, I'm resisting. It's clear that while I'll YouTube, TikTok like every week, every day, doing what it do, daily shorts, long format, just getting the work in, putting it out, one-man operation, all 3 channels. Like, I'm doing this. But Instagram, dragging. If I'm supposed to post every other day, if I'm supposed to be on my shorts, getting reels up, it's just not there. It's not passionate. And mainly because I find myself having to take the time to stop, slow down just for Instagram, which is not giving any returns, to pour in a good 45 minutes to an hour and a half just to get one post and reel together. And I've debated the time of day I post. I've debated, setting up and scripting so that I have it ready in advance. And just clearly there's resistance. So I had an honest conversation with my coach, and we got to the bottom of it. And she's had vision for me for some time that, I hold space for discussions. I make transformation available. And when people have access to me is always the best. I'm about to go on live on YouTube and TikTok right now, actually, right after I eat. And what I got clear was it's time to take it in a new direction. And I got excited about something. I wasn't interested in just producing content. If you go on there, often reels can be less than 10 seconds. Recycled footage, actually about nothing, and just some text on the screen. And captions. And Instagram converts well for business owners. However, if you don't understand the recipe, if you're not playing the game the way it's best played, if it's not optimized for that platform, again, you'll burn out, you'll waste your time and energy. And I absolutely refuse. So where does that leave me? Coming up with a new idea I'm very excited about is I'm actually going to be going down out in public, interacting with people, creating a show really, interviewing people, asking about their dating experience here in Atlanta, in the streets, ATL edition. And with that, I'm inspired, I'm excited. It's something I like doing. The reason I'm able to do so much is because I do what I do. I coach my clients, I make content out of it, I put it out on platforms. It fits into my life already. So that's where I said the whole 45 minutes, over an hour, to stop and make this clip that gets the same nominal amount of views, the same circles, and those views really come from the subscribers, followers, what I already have on Instagram, through Facebook, because they're connected, Meta, all that good stuff. But with that, it's not rewarding. I'm not connected to it. I don't feel like I'm serving value to anyone because the data clearly shows nothing's coming back. So that's my story, but let me bring it home to give you the lesson available for yourself. If at first you don't succeed, try again. Try something different. Try a new direction. And that is what has me excited, is going in a new direction. I always encourage this, and this is heavily with my work in the divine energies. The first is the feminine. You have to be in alignment. You have to know your why. You have to understand a vision of where you're going, what you're doing, so that you're masculine. Who am I? I am this person. I am going in this direction. This is what there is to do. That's the mission. Shut the fuck up. Who cares how you feel about it? Work. I can do that masculine part easily, very well. But I know what comes from putting in all that work and you don't know why. And so I've gotten really in tune, really intuitive with myself to recognize, there's resistance. I have to be honest about something. I'm not doing something I know I can, I know I should, I know I've agreed to, but why not? And in those times, what I actually get to do is uncollapse. I'm resisting this because it's not working. I don't feel connected to what I'm doing. Something is just not clicking. And I want to encourage you to do the same. Take a step back. You may be invested, but maybe you need to cut your losses. Maybe you need to go in a new direction. So just something for you to consider. Where in your life, drop the comments down below, can you go in a new direction? Can you stop, take a step back and look at, why am I resisting this? What's the why? Why is this not happening? Not just as successful as I would want it, but actually, why am I not excited? Why am I not motivated? Why am I not inspired? Why am I not doing what there is for me to do? So, looking forward to that show. Check it out. You'll see it on Meta, Instagram, Facebook, and hopefully we get some interesting content. I think it's going to be fun. I love getting out with people. I love sharing what I do. I love my gifts and helping, supporting others. And so I'm really excited to create this content because I think it's going to be something special. Maybe viral. So maybe next time you check in, I'll have more than enough followers for my 2 hands. That's the joke about it. It's fucking ridiculous. I could literally pick up the phone or text these people what I'm posting. But hopefully this show pops off and is something that gets some attention on this conversation, obviously gets some attention and following to my business and what I offer. But what I'm about is really helping people, serving, transforming, changing lives, especially when it comes to sex, dating, and relationships. So I'm excited to get out in these streets. So keep your eye out for In the Streets Atlanta edition. In the meantime, wishing you the best, only success. I'm gonna be right here, being the best version of myself. One could say beyond empowered, but the question is, who are you going to be? Peace.